Hi, I'm Robert Reeves, CTO of Datical. Companies today are exploring how to inject flexibility and cost savings into their database infrastructure using database as a service. One option is Amazon Web Services' Relational Database Service. Moving applications to the cloud will be a huge benefit to companies as it provides an easy way to provision database instances and delete them when they're no longer being used. However, this flexibility and cost savings will never be reached without agile database automation. If you are still using time-worn manual efforts to deploy your database changes, any benefit you get from database as a service will not be realized. You'll simply trade one problem for another. Datical DB provides a fast, smart, and safe way to deploy database change to the cloud. Using Datical DB as an on-ramp to the cloud, our customers today can fully realize the benefit of database as a service. So let's see Datical DB and Amazon's Relational Database Service in action. So here we have Datical DB. I have the Vulkan Video project open, and as you can see, I have two steps in my deployment plan, dev and test. Now, both of these environments are caught up, meaning that all proposed changes to the database have been deployed. But what I want to do is I want to provision Vulkan Video to a brand new Oracle RDS instance in Amazon. So let's go ahead and look at our Amazon console here, and we'll see that I've got an Oracle Enterprise Edition instance. And I'm going to add a step and connect to it. But to do that, I need to get the endpoint, the host name that Oracle is running in. So we'll go ahead and call this AWS. We'll select Oracle. I will put in the endpoint for the host name, put in my username and password. And for the service name, I'll use ORCL. That's what is located here under the DB name. I set that at provisioning time. We'll go ahead and test the connection. All right, looks good. And we'll select Finish. Now, when we do the pipeline status again, we're going to notice that still dev and test are caught up, but we have undeployed changes for our AWS instance. This makes sense because it is a brand new instance I've just provisioned. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Deploy button. Now that we're completed with our deployment, we have a deployment report, and it shows that it was successful. If we scroll through this, we can see that every single one of our changes was pushed out there. Things like creating types and tables and sequences and those sorts of things. So what I have now is my instance in AWS, which I provisioned manually using the AWS console. And I did a deployment to update the database to the latest release using Datical DB. Now, of course, this can be automated. So, for instance, if you have a deployment tool that is firing up AWS instances and pushing out builds, you can now, with the help of Datical DB, automate the provisioning and deployment of your latest and greatest database changes.